Alright guys, we have another question from friction topic in engineering mechanics by Hibbeler, and the block brake consists of a pin-connected lever and friction block at B. The coefficient of static friction between the wheel and the lever is 0.3, and a torque of 5 Newton meters applied to the wheel. So we can see we have a clockwise torque that is going to turn this wheel clockwise, and we need to determine if the brake can hold the wheel stationary when the force applied to the lever is 30 newtons or 70 newtons. So obviously we need a threshold force P in here that more than that value, let's say it's a square, that's gonna hold this wheel. So we just have to find this value of the box here. So we can start with the free body diagram. We have two main components here. The first one is the wheel, and the second one is basically the brake, which is attached to this pad, and it's gonna stop the wheel. So I'm gonna start with the free body diagram of the wheel. Let's see what we have. So this is gonna be our wheel. So we have the 5 Newton meter torque that is applying here. It's attached to a pin at point O, so we can consider two component OX, OY, and we can just call our X and Y in here. And on this tangent line, we're gonna have the forces of the brake, which, let me just show this one. I'll just do the OY here. And here we're gonna have one normal force, we can call it NB, and one friction, obviously because the wheel is rotating in this direction, the friction is going to be resisting that, so we're going to call this FB. And yeah, we're going to use our equilibrium equations, and looks like if we use our moment equation about point O, we're going to get rid of OX, OY, and also NB, so we can find the FB here. So we're going to put this equal to 0. We have the moment of FB about O, which is positive, so FB times the radius of this wheel, which is 150 millimeters, so 0.15 meters, and we have the 5 Newton meter, which is a clockwise force. So FB will be clockwise moment, so 5 divided by 0.15, that's going to be 33.3 repeating. So that's going to be the force FB in newtons, and we know FB is also equal to the coefficient times NB. We have the coefficient, so everything's known in here other than NB, so 33.3 divided by the friction coefficient 0.3 is going to give us the NB. So let's see what that is. So NB would be 111.1 repeating newtons. So now that we have the normal force and friction, we can move on to the free body diagram of the brake. So this part, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to show all the forces that we have. So we have the force P that is applying here. We have the normal force NB. Keep in mind this has to be in the opposite direction of the previous free body diagram based on the Newton's law. So the FB also is going to be in this direction. Same value, is just the opposite direction. And we have another pin at A, so we show AX, AY. And yeah, there's no information about the weight of the brake or the wheel, so we're just going to assume that they are negligible. And everything's known in here other than P and the reactions at A. But if we do the moment about point A, we're going to get rid of AX, AY, and the only unknown in here will be P. So the moment of P about A is going to be counterclockwise, so it's positive P, and the distance will be distance from A to B, 200 plus 400, 600 millimeters or 0.6 meter. We have the moment of NB, which is clockwise, so negative. We figured NB is 111.1, and the distance would be 200 millimeter or 0.2. And we have the moment of the FB. Actually, if we want to show this correctly. Actually, our A is somewhere in here. So it's above this. The line of action is above that. So show this a little bit better. Yeah, so that our AX is actually here and AY is. So the line of action of FB is actually below point A, which means the moment is going to be clockwise. So that one's also negative. FB would be, and the distance would be, so our FB is here. This little distance that we have. So the vertical distance from A to the line of action of the force. So this distance, which is 50 millimeters or 0.05 meter. And this will be equal to 0, and that's going to give us the force P that is going to hold the system in equilibrium. So the P will be 111.1 times 0.2 plus 33.3 times 0.5 divided by 0.6. Yeah, so it's going to give us 39.8 newtons. And that shows whatever value we have above that is going to stop the brake, obviously, because it's going to put more force on the wheel and it's going to stop it. And whatever value we have less than that, so the box was actually 39.8 newton. So in the A part where the P is less than this, so the lever is not gonna stop the wheel, but for the second part, because it's more than that value, we have sufficient force to stop the wheel. And yeah, that's gonna be the final answer for this question. Hope everything was clear. Let me know if you guys have any questions. You guys take care. I'll see you in the next video.